You did great, Abby. Before I get going tonight, I just want to say thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you to the families, to all the people working, to everybody involved in the planning of this. This venue looks amazing. The ceremony was beautiful. Paige, you look absolutely beautiful. John, I've seen better. For those of you that don't know me, I'm sorry to hear that. Tonight's your lucky night. I'm John's little brother, Mike. I first met John 23 years ago. I first met John 23 years ago. I was about 2 hours old. I don't remember the first time meeting him. I was going through a lot at the time. But from what I've been told from my mom and my dad, this is a true story. They bring my brother in. He's about 2.5 years old. They bring him in to meet his newborn brother. My dad's holding newborn Mike Kiley in his hands. Says, "Look, John, look, it's your baby brother. Come meet your baby brother." John takes one look at me, takes one look up at my dad and says, "I don't like it, put it down."
True story. That's true.
I don't like it.
So I'm sure you can guess. From there, John and I had a pretty typical childhood amongst brothers. I mean, we butted heads, we fought a lot when we were young. Whether we were playing baseball in the backyard, we were playing football in the backyard. Oftentimes, John and I would be fighting, but more often, John would have to break up fights between me and Blake here. And he would stick up for me when Blake was picking on me, just to turn around and pick on me twice as hard. But we would butt heads a lot, but we didn't butt heads like typical brothers would. I mean, we weren't really fighting. For instance, my parents talk a lot about how they used to get mad at us for fighting, and they used to get really mad. My dad would be yelling at us, my mom would be crying. We never got along, ever. So they would send us up to our room and be twice as mad 30 minutes later when they came up and we had opened our doors and were throwing a ball between our two rooms to each other and laughing and playing. Believe it or not too long after that is the first time I ever met Paige. I met Paige for the first time in 6th grade. We were in the same grade. I met her in 6th grade. We were on the same team. Paige in middle school was one of those popular, cool girls, one of the girls that all of us were trying to impress. She might not like to admit it. She was. And I know I was unsuccessful at that because the first time Paige remembers meeting me was about 4 years later in high school when John and his friends decided to start hanging out with the younger people. It's true. Starting about high school, that's when John and I really started to become as close as we are today. I mean, from then on, John and I, like we are today, John and I were always, best friends moving forward, whether he knows it or not. John was always a role model for me through high school. When we got to college, John every time was always there for me whenever I needed a couch to crash on when I felt like visiting the zoo. And because of that, I got to watch John and Paige and their relationship grow. I got to watch it firsthand. I got to watch it from very close. I got to see how happy they made each other from day one. I got to watch that awkward 6-month period where they refused to admit that they liked each other, even though we all knew it. I got to see it all. I got to watch these two go from 2 college kids letting us trash their college apartments at Mizzou on the weekends to 2 grown-ups letting us trash their house in St. Peter's on the weekends. Yes. But for real, these two are really something special. When John told me he was proposing to Paige, I thought 2 things. Number 1, I'm gonna crush that best man speech. Number 2, I truly cannot wait to watch the life that these two build for each other. because to get real here for a second, I know these two. I know them well. I've known Paige forever. I've obviously known John forever. I know both of these people, and they're both leaders. They both take charge. They're both people that people respect. I know every single person up here, and most of you out in the crowd have a story where either John or Paige is the savior in that story. They're here for us. They're here for their friends. They're here for their family. They're loyal. And I love these people. So, without further ado, I'd like to say, Paige, my sister-in-law, welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Let's raise a glass to John and Paige.